Hi guys! So I am here today with another very exciting sponsored video with Audible. After my last video with Audible went so well, we decided we would get together again and do something in time for the holidays, and I specifically wanted to talk about audiobooks which are perfect to sit down with on a cold winter's night, drink a cup of hot chocolate with, and really just get into the atmosphere of. Just curl up beside the fire or the radiator, whatever you've got to hand, and listen to. I know listening to audiobooks is one of my favourite pastimes, and I think if you've got like a nice winter's drink and it's dark outside and you're looking for something to do, I think listening to an audiobook is always an excellent idea. So I want to talk to you about my favourite books to curl up with on a winter's night and listen to, all of which luckily enough are available on Audible. So they will all be linked down below, but I can assure you that these books have all been chosen by myself and are books that I want to talk about. So let's get into the video. Now the first book or series of book will come as no surprise to you, I am sure, and that is the Harry Potter series. I am so excited to see that Audible has recently released or re-released Harry Potter on their website. So up until this point, if you wanted the Harry Potter audiobooks, you had to buy the cassette tapes or the CDs, which is very expensive, but now Audible has them for sale on their website, just like any other audiobook. So yeah, we can all listen to Harry Potter if you've had trouble getting a hold of it. And I'm sure I've told you this story before, but the association with Harry Potter and audiobooks and actually Christmas time goes very deep for me. So the first time I ever listened to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was Christmas when I was 6 going on 7, and instead of reading the book, my first experience of the book was to listen to the Stephen Fry narrated audiobook. And I remember finishing the audiobook on Christmas Eve itself, and I was listening to the very end where Voldemort and Harry meet and just getting so upset because I was convinced that Voldemort was going to kill Harry, and that was not the way I wanted to spend my Christmas day. Luckily, as we all know, I'm sure Harry doesn't die at the end of the first book, but I have a very ingrained association with Harry Potter and this time of year and sort of being cozy, and it makes me feel homely, and there's always those wonderful Christmas and holiday scenes in the Harry Potter books that for me this time of year is always the perfect time to go back and listen to them. And if you've never listened to them before but love rereading them, I would highly recommend giving it a shot. Even if you're just trying to get into audiobooks but already love Harry Potter, I think this might be a really nice way for you to rediscover the world of Harry Potter. I adore reading and listening to them, so I had to mention those in this video. Now the next series I want to mention is one that Jen and Holly are currently doing a read along for, and I am not exactly reading along, I am listening along, and that is His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. All three of which are available as audiobooks, and these are unabridged audiobooks, but what's interesting about them is that they have a narrator, but the characters also are voiced by different actors, so they're not radio play adaptations, they are the text from the book, but the speech is all spoken by separate voice actors, which is quite nice actually. And I think, like Harry Potter, there's just something about reading these classic fantasy children's series around this time of year that feels very appropriate to me. Again, in the Northern Lights, the first in the series, there is a lot of scenes in the cold, wintry landscapes with polar bears and snow sledges, and something about that again I just think is incredibly appropriate for Christmas time. Not to mention that these are those kind of children books which have something to offer for all ages, and if you still haven't read them even as an adult, I think you will enjoy them. So I would highly recommend curling up with 1 or 3 of those this time of year. The next book I want to mention is a standalone. At least you can definitely listen to it as a standalone. It is part of the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett, and it is his book Hogfather. Now this is one of the books that stars Death, and in this book Death's granddaughter Susan. Although it features reoccurring characters, I genuinely think you can experience the story entirely separately, and it is set in the Discworld, and it's about their kind of Christmas equivalent, which is Hogswatch, and they're kind of Santa Claus, who is the Hogfather, and this Christmas where Death is standing in for the Hogfather. It's such a funny book. It's taking the Christmas themes and really having a laugh at itself and providing a comical book really suitable for adults. Absolutely love this story. And again, Terry Pratchett Discworld audiobooks are some of my favourite stories to listen to. Now the next one is a classic because, you know, I want to provide a suggestion for everybody, and I do love this story, and it is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. So I first read this story years ago, and it is still to this day the only Charles Dickens story I had ever read. And I know that this year there was a new voice recording of it released on Audible. The thing about Christmas Carol is I'm sure you've all seen a movie adaptation of it, if not at the very least a Muppets Christmas Carol, but I think it's worth listening to the original. I think Charles Dickens may not be for everybody, but I think if you're going to give him a shot, then A Christmas Carol is a fantastic one to go for. It's nowhere near as epically long as some of his other books, so it's definitely digestible, and it is just a really, although a story a lot of us know, it has its very own features as a novel that I think you would appreciate if you've only seen film adaptations. So I really like Christmas Carol, and I think if you are wanting to curl up with some mulled wine or some hot chocolate, then give Christmas Carol a listen. And the last book I want to mention is, because I feel very strongly that at this time of year the perfect audiobook to curl up with is a mystery. Who does not love a kind of classic murder mystery around this time of year? I know I do. I really get into the spirit of watching things like Agatha Christie's Poirot and Quincy and Sherlock Holmes TV adaptations, especially at this time of year. And another thing I like to do is to read and listen to classic detective stories, and this is one that I've actually only recently read and have not yet listened to an audiobook, but I'm really excited to because I love the book so much that I really want to re-experience it, and it is The Red House Mystery by A.A. Milne. Yes, the author of Winnie the Pooh. In his life, A.A. Milne also wrote a detective book, which is The Red House Mystery, which is perfect for fans of Sherlock Holmes or Agatha Christie. I'd say the mystery is more similar to an Agatha Christie novel, but there's a lot of references and kind of nods to Sherlock Holmes, as well as some kind of jokes at Sherlock Holmes' expense, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, I always find at this time of year that I really love getting into a murder mystery and the excitement that goes along with those kind of books. So I was really pleased to see that that does exist as an audiobook. I could really sit here and make an endless list of audiobooks I love to listen to around this time of year, but I think those are my top recommendations for audiobooks to listen to in the winter months.
This is Audible.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling. Read by Stephen Fry.
I hope you enjoyed this video. These are definitely some of my favourite audiobooks to listen to at this time of year, and ones that I think would be great to listen to at this time of year. So please, if you have any audiobooks that you love to listen to in the cold winter months, please do let me know in the comments down below. I will link all of the audiobooks I've mentioned in this video in the description box with links to Audible, and if you haven't tried Audible yet, don't forget that you are entitled to a 30-day free trial, which means you can pick one of these audiobooks for free, and then thereafter it is only $7.99 for basic subscription. I'm not gonna lie, I'm on the $14.99 2 audiobooks a month subscription. One audiobook is not enough, but it's a great way to try it out if you don't listen to many audiobooks and want to give them a shot. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy listening, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!